Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. All right, so I listened to R. Kelly's album. I did, or at least as much of as I could, before iTunes pulled it off of Apple Music while I was listening to it. I don't know what just happened. Actually, I know exactly what just happened. The information that it was out got to iTunes and everybody went to it, and then people who don't want that stuff on there complained and got it removed. That's exactly what happened there. But I was able to hear most of it. Why am I telling you guys this? Because I have a whole conversation that kind of connects to this. This album was good, you know. It's R. Kelly, man. He's one of the greats, and he put together a bunch of music that I think he made for other people, and just kind of slapped it all together. And it was really, really good body of work. You know, they said it was made from prison, but I doubt it. I think that was music made before. Most of it was, some of it was not, I think. But here's my thing, man. Cancel culture has made it so that, you know, I have to question my own goodness as a human being for listening to that art. And I'm not fully on the fence as it pertains to that. I do think that there is some instances where you do need to get some people's art out of here for certain things that they do. R. Kelly may be one of those people, actually, to be honest. But I also look at art as something that is its own entity. When you talk about music, just specifically music, but even any other art form for that matter, what art really is its own entity. And people derive from other people's music, other people's rhythms, other people's cadences, and they provide their own twist to it. And then from there, someone else takes it from them and moves on and so on and so forth. So that's how art usually works as it pertains to music. You know, we pair what we've heard and we match and mix and use it, so because there's only so many different notes you can use. You know what I mean? So it's all taken from different other people's stuff. And one thing that I understand is that R. Kelly's one of the great musicians the world has known. You know, like, quite honestly, regardless if he's whatever human, whatever, his artistry in and of itself is at a very, very high level. So when I look at artistry and how, you know, it caters to the world and how it helps the world and how it helps others who are artists kind of evolve by obviously taking from others, I look at the artistry as something that belongs to the world, not necessarily the artist. Especially if an artist is elite at what they do. I look at, like, for example, if you're going to, not to say that this has been done, but if you were going to erase, for example, all of O.J. Simpson's highlights from YouTube because you obviously want to disgrace him for what he was accused of doing. If you want to go ahead and do that, what you're doing is you're removing the ability for other running backs to study him, study the greatness that he put on the floor, to derive from that greatness that he had on the field. That is needed. It's needed for the overall evolution of what it is that we're talking about, which is the art form of running the ball, the art form of football. He contributed to that in a great way as an elite athlete, as an elite artist of that form. So when you remove him, or if you disgrace him and remove what it is that he's done, or don't allow the people to experience his art, what you're effectively doing is hampering the art form itself. You're stifling the evolution of the art form itself. So that's how I look at it. It's exactly how I look at it. It's like, I'm selfish to a degree to say R. Kelly can be, you know, placed where he belongs based on what it is that he's done. But his art, that should still be in rotation for others to derive from. That's my thing, because he was so elite at it. And so that's what I think the cancel culture needs to evolve into a place where we're valuing what it is that people do more so than we value them. You know what I mean? Where we value what it is that the process of building the evolution of the art form that they engage in, and understand that they took music from others. And if they would have been stifled, we wouldn't have had their art form. And if they're stifled, we're not going to get the art forms that come from it. And so that's why I just, as an artist of several forms, I don't want my art to be attached to my character. You know what I mean? I would much rather you not even know it was me. Just in case for some reason the world changes and suddenly I'm not a great guy, at least the art itself can continue to motivate and move people as it should. You know, and maybe it's incumbent upon me as the artist to live better. But if I'm unable to, But what if simply I'm unable to? What if I'm not there? That very same thing that makes me crazy also makes me a great artist. So what am I going to do? You know what I mean? Not be myself. I don't know how not to be that. But what I can do is give you the best of me. And what you can do is discard the worst and keep what's best. You know, if you so choose. But I think that cancel culture's choosing it for us. And I don't think it even cares to take into account this angle. And so that's why I choose to listen. I choose to listen. I choose to see what this artist, this great artist, is giving us. And if it's something that disgraces my eardrums, I'll turn it off. I'll discern that it's something I don't need to be listening to. Okay, he says something I don't need to be hearing. That's some bullcrap. And turn it off. And so that's what I'm able to do with my choices, and I want to keep those choices. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling you that I listen to R. Kelly album. Because I want to keep the right to do so. While I was listening to the R. Kelly album, it got cut off. Who's being punished? Him or me? Him or me? I'm the one listening to it. You see what I'm saying? So who are you punishing? And this is why I'm looking at those behind the curtain. I'm never, ever, ever again solely looking at the people they're punishing. Because I know they don't give a damn about who they're punishing. That's a subordinate meant to do things to make me react. No different than them doing this to them is supposed to make me react. The relationship is between me and them. So the way I see it is, R. Kelly's music being snatched out of that platform while I was listening to it was them punishing me for listening to it. Them punishing me for having the desire to engage in that art form or listen to that art form for my own reasons, based on their reasons. That's a problem. It's the same thing Kanye's been talking about. It's the same thing Kyrie's been going through. It's the same thing that we're seeing a lot of different things be stemmed by. It's the choices of those who have certain standards that they want you to live by, that I may actually live by on my own, but want to engage in on my own way and don't have a right to based on their control. I want them out of the way. It's the moral of the story. I don't want that middleman in my way anymore. Now, if you want to keep certain things from going to children, you want to censor children's things, I would support that, because children have to be able to get to a certain point where they can discern responsibly what's right for them. They have parents that are in place to do that for them as well. But at the end of the day, as a grown man, if I want to turn on the damn R. Kelly album, I should be able to listen to it. It shouldn't be no middleman telling me, nah, he's a bad guy. He did some things that we don't like, so therefore you can't listen. Well, I didn't do anything you didn't like, so why can I listen? Who you punishing? So that's where I'm at with that. You know, I respect certain censorship, but I also respect that censorship doesn't necessarily work. I also understand that censorship doesn't necessarily actually prevent certain images and instances that promote violence from actually reaching the public, because they promote things that promote violence. So how can I effectively trust that their intention is to keep people from being riled up when every damn thing that they do pretty much stirs the pot? See what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even want to look at stuff like that. It's like, okay, the very people who are telling you they're doing things to keep you from moving are doing things that make you move. And people are still stuck in the idea that they're supposed to be paying attention to the subordinates and the people who are disgraced. Are you kidding me? These people are acting crazy behind the scenes, and we need to be paying attention to it. Then it makes you wonder, is what we're seeing as it is? Or is that more of their manipulation? Why the hell was R. Kelly allowed to be like this for 25 years? Where is his money right now? These are the questions he asked on his album. I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why it was snatched off of iTunes. Because he was saying certain things on there that I'm pretty sure they did not want him having on there. Like, where's my money? I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, but I didn't do that. And this is why I think it's being done. And as I'm listening to that, I'm like, oh, he's getting into that. Snatched. Where'd it go? I don't know. Definitely didn't want my eardrums to hear it. Whatever it was, it didn't reach me. All I'm saying is this. R. Kelly's a bad guy, did some bad stuff. He's in jail. He needs to be there. But if he's making music from jail and I decide I want to listen to it, there should be nothing in the way of me doing so. Nothing at all. Not you, not them, not anybody. Period. The end. I'm a grown up, you're a grown up, and I want to discern what I want. I'm a free person, which means I want access to everything, all of it. Anything that I can have access to, I should be able to have access to. It shouldn't be no censorship in the way. I'm not a child. I'm not a child. That's my thing. And so if you want to discern whether or not a certain mental capacity is able, so that you can discern that certain people are children in their mind, so therefore they need to be held, cool, figure that out. Figure it out. Figure it out. But don't sit up here and blanket me and say that I don't have a right to listen to something just because somebody else did something you don't like what they did. I don't even know if what they did is actually what they did. I don't trust who's telling me what it is that they did. I wasn't there, so I don't actually know any of that. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it comes down to, just about every single thing that you're not a part of in life. We're just relying on other people's mouths to tell us exactly what it is. And if they tell you 1.5 million times on 1,000,000 different platforms that person is guilty, then that's just what it is. Until somebody like myself come around and say, well, is it? And then y'all bash my head in because, of course, I'm a conspiracy theorist in that regard. But I'm really not. I just know that there's a middleman in the way of what the truth actually is. 9 out of 10 times. Hidden in plain sight. So do I think R. Kelly did what he did? Probably. Is there a chance that they lied about it all this time? Or enabled him to do it? Or maybe even coerced him into being in a position to do those things? And then put themselves in a position to effectively be able to have it play out exactly the way it did? Yeah, I think that was very, very plausible. I think that makes a lot of sense. When you look at them, yeah, that's planned out really good. How well did he do over the last 30 years? How much money does he have right now? Where is his money? It's in their pocket, obviously. So, this is why I listen to R. Kelly out. It's why. It's not because I think he's a great guy or because I support what it is that he may or may not have done or whatever the hell it is. Hell no, I don't support none of that crap. It's because I know the middleman is in the way. He's in the way. And he's a liar. So whatever he says about that person may not even be true. And that's the point. He's a liar. And the big lies have been shown to us. So now we question everything. All of it. Including that and this. And that over there too. I don't trust nothing. If it's coming from them, it's compromised. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.